Okay, so now what we're going to do is now that we've built the stored procedures, we're going to build the pages that comprise your purchase order history section. So it's going to be two pages, one which is going to show the orders, just general information like the order ID, the order date, the total amount, and possibly the order status. This page is going to have a link on each order, which is going to allow the user to actually go in and view the details of the order, such as what product was ordered and the quantity of each. So 2 pages to go. First is to just build the page that displays the general order information. So you right click on your project, add a new item, select web form, and remember to tick this checkbox to select the master page. So I'm going to call this view orders. So first thing is to give it a title. And a heading. Then we need to add a SQL data source and a data control such as a grid view to display your data. So let's select these. Good idea. Good practice to name them meaningfully. So I'm just going to call it SQL data source order. Orders will do, I'll just be lazy. And then the next one is a grid view. Orders. Now, before we configure this, we need to make sure that there is a session variable which stores the username, so that when we go to configure our data source, that it can retrieve the value from the session. The value we want to store in the session is like the username of the current user. So to do this, let's go into the code and let's just check. You may have already stored this in your code, so I'm just going to put a check in. Now, if you have already set up a session variable to store username, make sure that you write the same variable name in between the quotes for the session variable. Now, mine is called customer or cust. So if I'm going to check if that's null, which is the logical gets us to check as equals. So if it's null, then we're going to basically populate it. And we're going to populate it by getting the name of the current user out of the user identity class. So that's page.user.identity.name2string. So that's checking. If there's nothing there, then set it. So we're good to go now. You can go back into your design view and let's start configuring our data source. So select the connection string as usual. Don't know why this is taking so long, my computer's really slow. But as you can see, my connection string is called ASP.NET DB connection string. If you didn't change it, yours will just be called connection string. I'm not quite sure why this is taking so long, so I'm going to cancel that and try it again. Maybe too many windows open here. Let's try that again. Then when it's connected to the database, we're going to specify a particular stored procedure. And we're going to select the stored procedure that you created that lists the orders. So list customer orders was mine. Now we're going to tell it to retrieve the value for username from the session. So I'm putting in the name of my variable, which is cust. Then we can click next. Now I can test the query. Now one of my usernames was Big Spender, so let's just check this. Yep, I've got lots of orders there. So that seems to work, so we can finish this. Now the next thing we need to do is configure the grid view. So click here and then let's select to the data source to be the SQL data source we just set up. Now we need to go in to edit the columns. So it's automatically added all the fields that are selected. And we want all of these, so that's good. But we want to format the date as a date. So if you click on the data property of order date, to format this field in date format, we use the syntax curly brackets 0 colon date, those curly brackets. Now go to the total price or the order total field, and this time we're going to format this as a currency. So this is very similar. It's the curly brackets 0 colon small c close curly brackets. And that's done that. Now we also want to add another field. We're going to add a hyperlink field, which is going to be a little link at the end of each row for each order, which is going to allow the user to click on it and take them to the order details page. So this is going to, so if you click add, and we're going to do this, build up the string in the data section. So first of all, the field that we're going to use is order ID. We just type in order ID there if it doesn't come up. Now, the navigate URL we're going to build up using kind of the string format method, but all you need to type in is the name of the page you want to direct it to. So think about what you're going to call your page, order details page. I'm going to call it order details.aspx. And we're going to pass the order ID through the parameter, so through the query string. So I'm going to call this order ID is equal to, and then I'm going to pass it in the value of order ID, and the syntax for that is curly bracket 0 close curly brackets. Oh, what happened there? I didn't finish that. So what that's going to do, it's going to take order ID and replace this curly bracket 0 curly brackets with this parameter here, which is the first parameter returned from order ID. And then the text that we want to display is basically the data text format string. So I'm just going to say here view order details. Then click OK, and our grid view should look something like this. Order ID, order date, order total, order status, and view order details. And if we look into the source, this is what's being built. Basically, you might want to change your headings here. So I'm going to change my header text here to be order ID. I'm going to change the header text here to be date. ordered, and in oh yeah, order status. And here, that's everything we need to do for the order history page. So we'll test that out when we've built the other page. So that's that for now. I'm going to do another tutorial to tell you how to build your order details page.